Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that the future of the Star Wars franchise seems to be quite expansive, not just with their books, novels, comics, and video games, but also let's not forget about their new Star Wars trilogy of films, as well as their new Star Wars universe by Disney and Lucasfilm in general. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that yes, we do know that they are currently heading in a more positive direction because Kathleen Kennedy has little to no creative power as we speak. In fact, she is only involved with the Leslie Headland Star Wars TV series, and that's it. Thankfully, she's only involved with one TV show. Now, the fact that we have George Lucas, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni all working together as a team to deliver as much authentic Star Wars material as possible, it really gives the fans a better sense or a more positive feeling about Star Wars. You know, we already know that George, the creator of all things Star Wars, Dave Filoni, the pioneer of animated Star Wars content, and then, of course, we got Jon Favreau, who is the man who started live-action Star Wars TV shows on Disney+. So, with that being said, of course, a lot of fans have been very much in tune with what's happening with Star Wars. We are in this transitionary phase where we have, Kathleen Kennedy's creative control pretty much put to the side, and now you got the ultimate creators taking advantage of Star Wars to really create a lot of authentic material moving forward. However, what's really intriguing all has to do with Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy and initially what she was doing with the Star Wars franchise and what Disney really did about it and the extra details that actually came out of all of this that makes things all the more clear between George Lucas and Disney CEO Bob Chapek, which, by the way, is doing a great job. He's doing a fantastic job with Star Wars as we speak. Now, with that being said, of course, now that the Skywalker saga is over, both Disney and Lucasfilm are developing major plans in order to reunite the Star Wars fans around the world. It's explained that both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are fully embraced with reuniting the Star Wars fans after Kathleen Kennedy caused many issues over at Lucasfilm. It's described that one of the key projects that were initiated by Kathleen Kennedy was a full-fledged animated Star Wars TV series for Disney Plus that was going to star actress Brie Larson. It's described that the series was going to be a spin-off series of the already planned Leslie Headland Star Wars TV show for Disney Plus that would explain the character's backstory and creation of the Force. However, George Lucas met up with Disney CEO Bob Chapek some time ago in order to fire Brie Larson from the project, since the series was going to retcon many core aspects of George Lucas's take on the philosophy of Star Wars and more. So once again, we have Kathleen Kennedy falling into that territory where she was going to allow this actual series to mess with the philosophy of Star Wars that George Lucas created. Now, this to me is already unacceptable. It just tells the fans that, Kathleen Kennedy has pretty much, no remorse over what she was doing with the Star Wars franchise overall. Now, between, George Lucas and Brie Larson, obviously, Brie Larson is involved with the Leslie Headland Star Wars TV series, but she was originally going to be involved with this untitled animated Star Wars TV show that was going to be considered a spin-off of the already established Leslie Headland Star Wars TV show that's in the pre-production phase as we speak. They're working very hard on it. They're really trying to get things rolling and getting things filmed by early 2021 next year. So they're trying their best to get that 12-episode series out. But this show that Brie Larson was fired from really was going to be a big deal because it was going to mess with the philosophy of Star Wars that George Lucas created. And that, to me, I think would have been a very big mess on Disney's part. Moving on. Now, further is described that George Lucas wanted to make it clear that, of course, Star Wars would remain to be a very positive future, in a sense, for the franchise, and that Kathleen Kennedy wanted to make Brie Larson's character and her origins to essentially undo the entire planned history of the Wills, who are godlike beings in the Star Wars universe. So once again, Kathleen Kennedy wanted to really rewrite the history of the Wills that George Lucas was already trying to write for this new Star Wars universe, which is at no surprise. I mean, at the end of the day, the Wills are very powerful godlike beings in the Star Wars universe, and that's exactly what George Lucas wanted to promote for the new expanded universe that Kathleen Kennedy wanted to essentially destroy. At no surprise, really. So it's noted that, of course, Kathleen Kennedy kept betraying George Lucas, at no surprise, with the animated series by allowing Brie Larson to be pretty much the star of the new Star Wars show without the permission behind George Lucas's back. It's described that this animated TV series was originally George Lucas's idea to go over the origin of the Whills, which was eventually transformed by Kathleen Kennedy into the origin of Maeve, a brand new Jedi god in a sense, that will be introduced in the Leslie Headland Star Wars TV series for Disney Plus in the next couple of years. It's noted that actress Brie Larson was fired from the animated TV series by both George Lucas and Disney CEO Chapek in order to preserve the series that would explain the origin of the Whills, who are godlike beings in a sense of the Star Wars universe that allow the light and the dark to balance itself out and monitor the good and evil. So, what's really surprising here is that Chapek got in on this decision. Disney themselves, in a way, really made the ultimate decision to let Larson go from this major Star Wars TV series that was going to be in animated form and was really going to explain more about the origin of Maeve. Maeve, by the way, guys, in case you guys are unaware, is the brand new character set to appear in the Leslie Headland Star Wars TV series that is all set and ready to be portrayed by actress Brie Larson. So Larson originally had 2 TV shows within the Star Wars universe that she was being offered, one of which she got fired from, the other of which she is currently still attached to, that's getting a lot of rewrites and a lot of other things being altered by Leslie Headland as well. So I think that obviously if this show were to be made, it would have only caused more trouble for Lucasfilm and Disney. It would have also created more backlash among the Star Wars fans, because when you mess with the philosophy of Star Wars, that's when you mess with the fandom of Star Wars. That's where a lot of fans begin to get very much offended. So further, George Lucas is also best described to be involved with engaging Bob Chapek and convincing him to actually make the big step into essentially letting go of Larson and Kathleen Kennedy from the Star Wars TV series, where this was the first big step to cleansing the Star Wars universe that they were trying to set up right from the beginning. Disney CEO Bob Chapek also wanted to make it clear that Brie Larson would only be given one Star Wars TV series by contract, since Kathleen Kennedy had full creative control of the show and the casting process of the series that will be led by Leslie Headland. It's said that even when Disney let go of Brie Larson is when the Leslie Headland Star Wars TV series got more focused by Kathleen Kennedy, since Kennedy at that point in time had around 5 projects she was working on, as her creative control was shrinking one show by the other. Disney firing Brie Larson from the project was a tough decision on their end, since the show was already well into production and of course was already being worked on and was being pushed by an entire year now due to the changes to the script. So George, John, and Dave essentially are regulating this animated Star Wars TV series that's going to deal more with the Force. It's going to deal more with the Whills, how the galaxy was created, and these new Jedi, if you will, that are going to be introduced in this new series. So I think it was the best idea to just move away from the origin of Maeve and making this a spin-off series of another TV show that has yet to even be released. I feel like that Lucasfilm was already jumping way ahead too far and allowing Kathleen Kennedy to do things way too far in advance. And obviously, I think that this was the best decision to go through with. Obviously, when you look at Bob Chapek, he knows exactly what happened with The Last Jedi. He knows the consequences of Rian Johnson's actions and what he did with the Star Wars universe. That's exactly what he's trying to prevent here with, of course, these new Star Wars shows on Disney+. So as long as they stick with that narrative, as long as they stick with that mindset that they can't screw up again, and they can't make a major, mistake as they did with The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, I think that everything will be just fine and okay as long as they are very persistent on their decisions on how the new Star Wars universe will actually unravel. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.